What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another live stream. It's full of rice, baby. Dun, dun, dun. It's full of rice, baby. Season up the chicken, people. It's an all-you-can-eat restaurant today. The chicken is seasoning. The rice is prepared, people. Finally, we're flexing our muscle. We're moving like the big boys that we are, people. The barbecue that Edu has been preparing, it's finally coming to fruition, people. You see this thing we have at Arsenal? You can't buy this. You can't buy this, people. Most of the time, City, you can outdo us. That oil money, it will be too much. We can't handle it. But today is the heritage. Today is the prestige. Today is the je ne sais quoi. The vavavoom. Bobby, what is French for vavavoom? The Dennis, the Patrick, the Tony, the Thierry, the Sylvan. You cannot buy that, Manchester City. You cannot buy that. You can buy expensive clothes, but you can't buy swagger, people. You cannot buy swagger. Pep, today you got to take the L. You've took a lot of wins recently, but today, relax, step aside, and let the heritage step to the front of the class, people. Big up yourself anyway. Let's talk, people. Declan Rice on his way to the carpet, people. What are we saying? We got a lot to talk about. And listen, I'm on smoke today. I don't care. You know me. When the club deserves criticising, I'm at the front of the queue. I will criticise this club when they are not doing their job properly. But today, I'm going to give them some credit today. I'm going to give Edu some credit today. I'm going to even, unbelievably, give the Cronkies a little tiny bit of credit today as well. Because today, we're finally showing what we're made of. I'm sick of it. Acting like we're broke when we've got a whole heap of money in the pocket. Spend the damn money, people. Now, let's just get one thing clear. Do I think Declan Rice is worth 105 million? No, I don't. To be honest, I don't. I expected the day we spent 100 million, we would be buying a superstar. But who cares? The manager wants him. It's the top target. Pay the damn money. We spend enough money in this football club with merch, with tickets, with all the other stuff we pump into it. Josh is worth more than double what Todd Boehly is worth. And look what Todd Boehly is spending at Chelsea. Todd Boehly's worth 5 billion. Stan Kroenke is worth 12.5 billion. His wife owns Walmart. Right, he has got money. Denver Nuggets just won the NBA playoffs. He has got the dough. So let's go. Let's talk about Arsenal, people. And it's all going off. It's all going off. Big up Simon Paul, who I believe has handed out memberships. I can't actually see, but let me go on to the page. We're celebrating today, people. The restaurant is open. Help yourself. Unlimited rice. As much as you want. Jollof. Anything you want. Big up Simon Paul, who's gifted 10 memberships to the community. Big up yourself, bro. And really appreciate that as we grow this community. Big up to you, Simon. And he's put a super chat in celebration of our club going big. I'm buying memberships. Big up yourself, bro. Appreciate that massively. And big up Billy, who said, just sold your star to Mikel Arteta. Just sold your star to Mikel. Meet me at the hotel. Just sold your star to Mikel Arteta. Hey, West Ham fans, it happens sometimes. There's a food chain. You know what I'm saying? There's a food chain. You want to swim in the water, people, you know, and you're a little Nemo fish, then you might get bitten. What was it Steve was saying? Oh, Manchester City are the you know, the shark. The sharks come for us, people. Well, the killer whale just came and flexed today, people. And you know the whale's the biggest thing in the ocean. It's bigger than that shark. So yeah, I can't lie. The killer whale came back to life today. The invincible killer whale, man. Just sold your star to Mikel Arteta. Yo, that's a banger, West Ham. I'm sorry, man. I actually don't mind West Ham. You know, Green Street, Football Factory, great films, Conference League final. I wanted them to win, but listen, today, you know, the whale came to town, man. You got to hold it. Thank you very much for your best player. Yeah, man, that's the banger of a song, by the way. I love that one. Big up Ice Cube for becoming a member as well. Big up yourself, bro. Jorge said, buying someone like Rice is more of a message to the world that Arsenal are ready to win things and spend what's necessary. 100%. I'm more hyped about what this deal means to Arsenal than the actual player in a crazy way. I'm not mad hyped about Declan Rice signing for Arsenal. He's not one of them players that's going to get you off the edge of your seat. He's going to come in and do the dirty work. It's more about, what are you thinking watching Arsenal spend £105 million and signing West Ham's captain? I'm sitting there going, rah, Arsenal, you know, £40 million and a pound Arsenal and all them stupid signings and bids they were making. Dropping £105 million and a 65 on Havertz and a 40 on Timber and probably go and get a couple more. We'll spend 250 to 300 million this summer. Listen, Dre said it there, stay humble, I get it. But at the same time, we have to enjoy ourselves when we can, people. We've suffered. It's about time we had something to celebrate, you know, as Arsenal fans. That's for sure. Orca Season said, House, I'm telling you, man, the big whale is out here. The killer whale is ready, people. John Layat said, Basmati Heritage, hold that, Man City. Told the missus to cook some Uncle Ben's. Rice all around tonight, people. Young Gunner said, Arteta is tired of being little broed by Pep and said, bang, take that, boy. You think I'm soft? Sad to see Maddison joining Nando's. I have to admit, I'm not going to cap. I'm not happy with that one. Maddison going to Tottenham, I think he's a very good player and they're getting him at a good price, 45 million. Could we have bought him for the attacking midfield role instead of Havertz? I think he's gone for Havertz because Havertz can play striker, can play cam, can play 8. But I do like Maddison, but obviously not anymore. What made me laugh, did anyone see the tweet that Maddison put out years ago where he was saying that he don't like Tottenham? You know, it's mad how people start searching back through the old tweets, but it is what it is. The game is the game. Last King said, big up Curtis, today is my 34th birthday, bro. Big up to you, Last King. Hope you have a good birthday, bro. Little Declan Rice celebration, so big up yourself. Guna ER, well done, Edu and the Kroenkes. Finally doing proper business, buzzing. He will be our captain within a year. Edu's finally cooking. Always rated him, Guna ER, you know. I love the shamelessness. That's what we're about. Listen, for me, I congratulate Edu. I congratulate the Kroenkes on this deal, on the ambition they're showing in this window. For me, though, this has to be the start. This can't be the finish. You can't go and spend big in one window and think that's job done. People said before that, you know, the Kroenkes have backed Arteta, but spending 100 million, 150 million in a window doesn't get you ahead of Manchester City. It doesn't. They are a machine. You've got to go to a different level to get past them. You really do. You've got to spend 200 million, 250 million to put pressure on them. You also need a bit of luck. You need something to go wrong a little bit at Manchester City this year. You know, no disrespect. I don't wish injury on anyone, but we could do with Haaland getting a little injury here and, you know, maybe Kovacic doesn't do as well as Gundogan was doing and things like that. So it is what it is. But big up Guna ER. I love the shamelessness. Fitz in the building said, until the business is done, I ain't shelling out no credit to Edu and Co. Still need a proper striker and a right winger. I hear you. I hear you. We need more, but... And he hasn't signed yet. He isn't holding up the shirt. So, yeah, let me not get carried away. It only takes one conversation at Man City and they come back. You never know. But big up Fitz. That's actually quite a happy super chat for him. Big up Fitz, though. Dan Harris, Curtis, love what you're doing. Deserve all your success. Big up Arsenal. Finally giving back to the fans. Appreciate the kind message. And it's about time. I'm happy for the fan base. I got to be honest. I'm happy for the fan base because as Arsenal fans, man, we've suffered. And don't get me wrong, Declan Rice doesn't necessarily win us the title. We need more. Go again. Go and get someone else. Make this be the start of a huge window. But the message, what it sends, is huge. I'm happy for the fans. Let's enjoy it and let's continue to build. Richard said, is Rice and Havertz a downgrade from Partey and Xhaka? I mean, listen, this is the question that I'm asking. I hope we keep Thomas Partey and add Rice to him rather than replacing. I don't think we should. Xhaka will go. Partey seems a little bit 50-50. Time will tell with that one. I think we need another midfielder, whether that's Lavia or whoever. But big up to Richard. Ice Cube said, hey Curtis, I'm about to buy my tickets for the New York game. Do you know where the Arsenal fans will be located? Also, where will the C Unit meeting be in New York? In terms of meeting, I haven't sorted anything yet. I've got to be honest, but I will get something sorted. And I don't even know where the Arsenal fans are sitting. I think when you go to buy your ticket, it sort of tells you In fact, how crazy is that? That just as you've said that, I got a message. This is a supporters event that will be at Arsenal, New York City to host a pre-match supporters party on July the 21st in Union Square Park in New York. So if anybody knows where that is, that's crazy how you just said that, and I just got a message. 5 p.m. till 11 p.m. Local time at the Touch and Crown in New York. So there you go. That's crazy how you asked the question. I got a message there for it. So there you go. But I'm sure I'll give you more details closer to the time as well as a reminder. Simon said, to be fair to Edu, it's easy when they give you the money to spend. Now the hard work, getting the dollars for all the offloads. Edu's going to have to sell now. That is for sure. They're not just going to spend without recouping that money. And Marco said, big up Big C, we already got German lager with English rice. I need my Dutch butterballs and Ecuadorian beans. We are eating at Edu's barbecue. Yeah, a few more things need to be added. And Jack said, loving the vibes, bro. Feels good flexing for a change. Don't it just, man? We're walking through the city centre now with all the shopping bags. Yeah, we're the guy now. Today, we're the guy. Let's talk about it. We've been waffling for 13 minutes. We got a lot to talk about. Let's break it down. Union Square is in Manhattan. Very busy over there. Fair enough. I suppose, listen, it'll be a big get-together. A lot of Arsenal fans. Yo, Big C, it's actually National Rice Day tomorrow, the 29th of June. You could not make this up. Get it done and announce it tomorrow for the memes. They have to. Big up everyone celebrating Eid today as well. Well wishes to you. And no more window shopping. Edu, you're a window shopper. Man said, nah, bro, I'm on Oxford Street. I'm in Harrods, Selfridges. Bags all over the place. So, anyway, let's talk. Let's break it down. It's in 3 sections. We'll get through this quick. Big up my bro Akeem. Walked out of Louis Vuitton doing the 2-pack walk. I'm telling you, man. Straight out of court. Swinging the arms. Bags all over the place. We're shopping today, people. Today we eating good. Let's move on. Started last night. I did a quick video. Thank you to everyone who watched the quick video I did in the car last night. A little 3-minute video. I had to do something, and I did a quick one today as well when we heard about the next part of the show. But obviously, this is the big part of the show. This is the seasoned up jerk chicken, people. That was just a little starter, you know, some yam and banana and them things there. And, you know, this is the main dish. But anyway, Ornstein dropped the bomb last night. 11 o'clock last night he dropped this. And he said, Arsenal have tonight submitted a massive offer to West Ham for England midfielder Declan Rice. The proposal is £100 million plus $5 million in add-ons. That would be a record for a British player. Obviously, the previous record was £100 million for Jack Grealish. And it says Arsenal are trying to agree the deal with West Ham for their top target. They made this. Let me just say, David Ornstein is absolutely on fire in this window. I respect Fabrizio's work, but at the moment, he can't get near him. He cannot get near Ornstein. When Ornstein drops the bomb, it's game, set, and match. Get out of there. He is running this transfer window when it comes to Arsenal. So that was the first bit. We then heard about 40 minutes after this bomb had been dropped that West Ham have rejected it. West Ham have rejected the deal. Now, it wasn't because they're not happy with the amount, they're not happy with the payment structure, which, again, from an Arsenal point of view, it's interesting because they keep telling everyone, West Ham, we need the money over 2 years. We need the money over 2 years because they have got FFP problems. They bought Paqueta, they bought Scamacca, they bought some other players, and they haven't brought a lot of money in. So they need this money over 2 years. Arsenal have offered the money over 4 years. That's why the offer was rejected. Now, this is the second part. So last night, I go to bed. I'm like, okay, offer's been rejected, but it still looks good. But they're all saying Man City are going to respond. So we were worrying. Then Fabrizio does come back. He had a little bit of smoke this morning. I'm not sure, but I think he dropped this around the same time as Ornstein and The Athletic. But he said this morning, Manchester City will not match Arsenal's bid for Declan Rice. A decision has been made as they are set to pull out of the race at the current conditions. Arsenal were very confident last night and they remain very confident today, working on the structure of the deal with West Ham. I was like, wow. They've got City out of the way. Now, this is not actually a big surprise, and I tell you why. Last season, Manchester City were going to buy Cucurella for about £45 million. It ended up getting to 62 million and they backed away. They said, we're not interested. They did the same thing with Virgil van Dijk. They wanted to pay around 50 million. When Liverpool got to 75, they backed out. They also wanted Harry Maguire. It got to 75, they backed out. Alexis Sanchez, they agreed a deal at 250 grand a week. United offered him 450 and they backed out. They are known for doing this. If it goes above what they feel a player is worth, they will walk away, which you don't expect because of their financial power. But they have walked away. Now, it's interesting because they've obviously just signed Kovacic. They're being linked with Vega, is it, from Celta Vigo now. So when they feel the value gets too high, they will walk away. But from an Arsenal point of view, I'm slapping my chest right now like, yes, get out of here, Man City. Get out of here, Pep. Relax yourself. Now, a lot of people have got conspiracy theories. And Bondar's saying it here. People are saying, did Pep bid for Declan Rice knowing that he didn't want to sign him to force Arsenal to pay more money? Now, it's a conspiracy theory. We'll never know the truth. So there's no point really delving into that. Yeah, it could be, but I don't think a multi-billion pound business would make an offer to simply make Arsenal pay an extra 10, 15 million. It's wasting everybody's time. So did he? Did he not? I don't really care, to be honest. If they did, so what? We would have paid 90. We're paying 105. It's 105 in add-ons. We've got the money. Our owner's worth £12.5 billion. So whether that's a conspiracy theory or not, who cares? Right, Manchester City drop out of the race. They don't want the smoke. The oil money's drying up. I'm joking. It ain't drying up. We know they've got money for fun. But we've got them out of there. Jacob Steinberg, who, as I've said time and time again, he's probably the best journalist when it comes to West Ham. He knows West Ham inside out. He's tweeted at 12:28 today, so about, 4 hours ago, he tweeted saying, an agreement between West Ham and Arsenal is now close and it could be done today. Rice has wanted Arsenal all along and he's going to get his move. Wow. What a turn of events in less than 24 hours, people. What a turn of events. Now, I want to say something about Declan Rice. The player, the person, however you want to look at him and whatever you think about him as a player. In my opinion, Declan Rice is going to be almost, I wouldn't go as far as to say a legend because obviously you have to earn that kind of status, but he's just going to be loved at Arsenal from the second that he walks through the door. Ultimately, this guy has turned down Manchester City to come to Arsenal. Now, however you look at that, whether he wants to stay in London, whether he wants to play for Arteta, wants to play for Arsenal, cult hero, as E-Man says. Most people would have said, if you weren't an Arsenal fan and you was a player and Arsenal and Man City came for you, most people would say, you're going to go to Manchester City. Pep's the best manager in the world. They've won the treble. They can match anything financially you're going to offer. Why would you not go to Man City? This guy has said, number one, okay, I want to stay in London, but I think there's more to it than that. I think he wants to be a legend. I think he wants to be Arsenal captain. I think he wants to be part of that recovery of Arsenal because, as I said yesterday, Arsenal winning the league is, and I'm not exaggerating, it's 100 times bigger than Manchester City winning the league. No disrespect to any Man City fan. Man City have just won the treble. I don't know about anybody else, but I don't hear anybody talking about it no more. I don't see the adverts on TV. I don't see Sky talking about it. It's done. It's like people are like, oh yeah, City won the treble. Okay, yeah, well, yeah. They had the money. They paid for it. It's nothing special. They spent $1 billion. If Arsenal spent $1 billion, I'd expect the Champions League and you got Pep. I respect what they've done, But you cannot buy heritage and prestige. You just can't. You cannot do it. If Kevin De Bruyne was doing what he's doing at Arsenal, at Man United, at Liverpool, he'd be in Ballon d'Or conversations. At Man City, they don't even talk about him at that level because of who he plays for. And I'm honestly not being disrespectful to Man City because I do respect what they've done on the pitch. But I think he wants to be that hero. He is going to be loved at Arsenal. He's going to be a PR dream for them. They're going to put him on all the adverts with Saka. I'm delighted that we're getting him. He's a character. He'll be the captain. He'll be a leader in midfield. And I can't wait to see him in this Arsenal shirt. Fantastic signing. Fantastic. As I said, people, I'm not going to sit here for 1 second and say Declan Rice is world class because he's not. He's not a world class player. But let me tell you something. This is a big, big move for Arsenal. And I do applaud Edu and I do applaud the Kroenkes for this deal because they are putting their money where their mouth is. I don't want to hear be excited, right? I don't want to see them articles. I want you to show us what you're about. And they're starting to flex their financial muscle. And it's about time. Westcliff said definitely having a biryani tonight. I'm telling you, there's going to be a lot of rice on Arsenal plates tonight. He's a Muller Rice poster boy. I mean, the man does the advert for Muller Rice. Rice, baby. It's a PR dream for Arsenal. 100 million plus for an English Xhaka. He's better than Xhaka. And he's got a higher ceiling. He's 24 years of age. Xhaka's 30. He ain't going to get no better, Xhaka. Rice can still get a lot better. Bayern Munich wanted him. E-Ross has been blocked. Has someone blocked E-Ross? Surely not. He's a legend of the game, man. He can't get blocked. I can't even see a comment from him. So, Eric Ross said, big up Curtis in the C-Unit community. It's E-Ross. Think you have my normal account blocked for some reason. Anyway, to unblock fact. How has somebody blocked E-Ross? I definitely haven't done that. I will unblock it after, Eric. I don't know how that's happened. I will unblock it afterwards. Maybe one of the mods has blocked it by accident, but I'll definitely unblock it. I can't do it during the stream, unfortunately, E-Ross, but I'll definitely do that afterwards. SG said, bring Harold Kane back home to Arsenal. I'd love to get Kane, actually. Bleck said, if Holding stays, then we're holding White Rice. Hopefully Holding goes. No disrespect, but we need him out. Perf Aussie Gooner. Curtis, I told you last week, Declan is ours. The thing that worried me was you were sounding negative like Lee Gunner. Don't ever lower your standard. Listen, mate, it's not about, disrespecting anyone or anything like that. It's the reality of how many times have Arsenal been in that position and not got the deal done. Let's not pretend we haven't been there before. We've been there before. Free E. Ross, man. People are saying free Ross. I don't know how he's got blocked. I honestly have not blocked him. One of the mods might have blocked him by accident. But E. Ross, you will be back in by the next stream. I will make sure that's dealt with after this. Apologies. Simon said West Ham are crazy. They actually wanted the money in 18 months. Listen, I think even they're going to have to soften that stance and take it over a longer period of time. Big up Josh for becoming a member. Josh Miller, big up to you, bro. And big up Jerome Pierre, who said, big up C-Unit. Feels good. Arsenal still has more work to do. See you all in Union Square. E-Ross is here on his Eric Ross account. As I said, I will unblock you after. Apologies for that. I don't know how that happened. Illegal said, City don't care about Rice. They'll buy Gabby Vega for 40 million. Arsenal are overpaying for Rice. Arsenal fans excited. Smart move by City. Big up Big C, though. And I get it. The game is the game. Man City fans are going to come in on smoke and say, so what? Treble. You've overpaid 100 million. You don't understand. You've been in this financial position for years, dropping big dough. We haven't seen 100 million, nowhere near it. So for us, it's a big day. As a City fan, I get it. You're going to defend your club, and why not? You're the treble winner, so big up. The game is the game, bro. Big up SWE Guna for becoming a member. And Carl said, Sake bombs all round. Big up to you. Big up to everyone with the comments. And we'll move on from Declan Rice. 26 minutes of talking about him. And, that deal hopefully will happen sooner rather than later. Jacob Steinberg said the deal could be done today. It would be nice if the deal did get announced today. But we'll have to see with that one. Mods, what I will say, go easy with blocking people, especially people who have been in the community for a long time. You know, we don't want people like Eros getting blocked. And Sweeguna said, had to renew my membership. Big C, Rice, baby. Big up yourself. Declan Rice on his way to the carpet. If we get an announcement today, I will obviously drop something regarding that as well, people. So let's move on. Where is Big Steve? Yeah, it's mad. It's mad. Can't see any mods blocking any members. Look through the chat. Can't see anything. Maybe it happened in the last video. I'm not sure. Mods treating Eros like Aubameyang. It's all mad. There we go. South London's Finest said, I've unblocked you, Eros. Big up South London's Finest, you legend. So Eros should be back in the building. Anyway, and Eros, if you are, just drop a message on your Eros account so I know that you're back. Let's move on. Let's move on. Declan Rice on the way. So we need some other things surrounding him. Now, this one's a bit interesting. Somebody is probably going to lose their job at Arsenal Football Club today. I don't know if many of you have seen. I'm sure most of you had. I retweeted it yesterday. I'm sure a lot of you have seen it anyway. But the whole interview of Kai Havertz at Arsenal was leaked last night online before Arsenal managed to get it out there, which is, number one, a little bit embarrassing. And number two, it's like, how did they manage to do that? You know, why are Arsenal holding it back so long as well? It doesn't make no sense. But listen, if you haven't seen it, go online now on Twitter and watch it. The whole announcement video, or the whole interview of him. There we go. Eros is back in the building. Welcome back. There we go. Big up South London's Finest. Appreciate him sorting that out. The whole interview is there. It's about 3 minutes long. I've watched it. He speaks decent English, to be honest, as well. But yeah, you can say, people, that somebody's job is going to be on the line this morning. It is crazy. Personally, I think Arsenal's last few announcement videos for some of their signings have been absolutely shocking. And boring, to be honest. I think the last big announcement video that we did was the Aubameyang one that goes down as an all-time classic for me. But the last few have been pretty bad. In fact, I think Cecil's dancing outside the Emirates on AFTV has been better than this. But yeah, the whole interview is there. If you want to see it, seems very laid back. Arsenal media team flew over to Marbella to do the medical and do the interview. He was over there at Kepa's wedding with Jorginho and Kovacic. So it's out there. If you haven't seen it, go and see it. He speaks very good English. He's all smiles. And listen, let's hope he's all smiles by the end of the season at Arsenal. Man like Cecil, yeah, and apparently he's already done his announcement video for Kai Havertz, so that will be out when that's announced. Understand William Saliba's holiday is ending Thursday. He's due to fly back to London on Friday to finalise the details for his contract. Eros, fresh out the can, says Marcel. You're right. And Arsenal pre-season starts next week. So players that weren't involved with their national team towards the end of the season, they will be back in training. So we'll see a lot of players back. Big risk. It better work out. I'm with you. I've said this many times. I think it's the riskiest signing since he's been at Arsenal. But anyway, let's not talk about it for too long. Kai Havertz has basically been announced, but not by Arsenal, which is embarrassing for them. But I think they've got to learn a lesson now. You know, when you've got the interview done and it's all done and dusted, don't wait. Get it announced. You know, we're impatient. Sometimes they take so long to announce the deal that we're actually bored of it already. You know, we already know that he's signed. So get it done that little bit quicker. I do think Arsenal media needs to sharpen up a little bit with the announcements and some of the ways that they do things. But anyway, it is what it is. Havertz will be announced shortly, although Arsenal fans have already announced him. From the rice to the pudding. There you go. Anyway, let's move on again. We're already half an hour in. I've spent all of it really speaking about Declan Rice, but it is big news. It's headline news. I was really hoping we might even get an announcement during the show, but we'll hold tight and see what happens with that one. So let's talk about signing number 3, although he might be the first one through the door. Who knows what order they're going to join in. And Kai Havertz, by the way, which I forgot to mention, was wearing the 29 shirt, which is the same shirt number that he wore at Chelsea. So he's going to wear that shirt number that he likes. 3.5K in the chat. Hit the like button. Let's get at least 2,000 likes. Arsenal about to drop £105 million on Declan Rice. That's got to be worth 2 to 2.5K likes. Timber! We are chopping down the trees, people. We're coming through the forest and just licking down everything. Bang! Trees getting chopped down, people. And Timber's on his way. Now, the interesting thing that we've just found out, well, some of you may have seen this a few times before. Cry me a river, Saints. Cry me a river. Oh, cry me a river. Oh, cry me. People will be crying rivers. I don't know about you people. I'm getting messages from Chelsea fans, right, online going, Declan Rice is crap. Man City fans are going, he's overrated. He's not worth 100 million. I'm getting all sorts of messages. I'm saying, rah, we're starting to really annoy people. And you know what? I love it, people. Because nobody cared when we was in 8th. They laughed at us and pointed at us when we was in 8th. All of a sudden, we're disliked. And I don't mind it. What did that brother say to Frank Lucas in American Gangster? He said, you can be successful. No, you can be unsuccessful and have friends. You can be successful and have enemies. You know, we're starting to get enemies, which means we're putting people's nose out of joint a little bit. And I'm here for it, people. I'm here for it. They don't like us anymore. Why? Because we're starting to do the business, spending 100 million, getting in a title race, getting back in the Champions League. You know, people don't like it. But anyway, according to sources, the talks between Edu, Richard Garlick, and Ajax's director of football, which I never knew this, Sven Mislintat, are in particular good harmony. Arsenal and Ajax are expected to eventually agree on a €45 million fee, excluding bonuses, for Jurrien Timber. Again, I think everything at the moment, I think that the Havertz deal is totally done. Contract signed, medical done, agreed everything with Chelsea. That one is done and dusted. They will announce that shortly. I think with Declan Rice and with Timber, they're happy with both of the amounts that we've offered. It's just purely that we're ironing out how do the add-ons look, how do we pay the fee, you know, and how many years does it take to get the deal done. Timber, listen, we've spoken about him time and time again. I just love shouting out Timber at the start of every game. Or every stream that we talk about him, should I say. But this one's going to happen. I think it's a good signing. I watched an in-depth review about him yesterday from an Ajax fan online, and he was showing a lot of his qualities, saying he's really good on the ball. He's very fast. I think he's about 5'10", so not the biggest, but he'll be a fantastic asset for Arsenal. Will he start for Arsenal is the interesting thing. This guy was saying, look, I think he's better at centre-back than right-back, but he can definitely play right-back. Now, is Timber better than Saliba? No. Is he better than Gabriel? I would say no at this stage, but I haven't seen enough of him. So I think he'll be used in rotation. He'll play at right-back sometimes. He'll play at centre-back when necessary. It gives us proper squad depth rather than bringing in Rob Holding. So, hate it or love it, the underdog's on top. And I'm going to shine on me until it all stops. Go ahead, MV me. I'm Reps MVP and I ain't going nowhere so you can get to know me. See you, net. Remix people. They don't like us right now. I love it, people. People are starting to really hate Arsenal. What's the problem? Why is everyone so mad? They weren't mad when we were finishing 8th. When we didn't even have European football, when they were laughing at us. We were no problem then. Now, Declan Rice, he's rubbish. He's overrated. You lot are this. You lot bottled the Premier League. I'm cool. I'm chilling. We're going on tour in 3 weeks. I think we're building right now, people. But it is what it is. We continue to do our thing, people. Denny, yeah, I will be at all the games in America. I'll be at all of them. Yep, so link up with the community, of course. Timber looks like he'll be a good DM. I think he'll step into that John Stones role, to be honest, for Arsenal. Play at the back and then move forward a little bit. Champions League, solid signings. Pump that chest. I ain't messing about, people. It's been 6 years. I want to hear that music. These are the champions. Dun, 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 dun. Champions League. What is it now? Sponsored by Turkish Airlines. These are the champions. Do you know the moment that is going to be for Arsenal fans, the first group game? Hearing that, seeing the people in the middle of the thing, centre circle, waving that flag around. I'm telling you, people, that is going to be a moment. They don't understand the pain we've been through. 6 years, we've been waiting for this. I've forgotten the Champions League outfit, song. I've been singing that. Bun that song. I don't ever want to sing that song again. It's going to be an elite moment. I'm telling you, I'm going to embrace that moment so much. And we'll be doing watch-alongs, of course. Anyway, let me just go through these super chats before we move on from Timber. Joey said, big up from South Texas. Big C, about damn time. I see some seriousness within the club. Get that Rice in now. Let's do it. Let's move proper and correct. Perth Aussie Guna said, when West Ham come for Eddie or Florin, let Edu tell them it's 50 million over 2 years. That's how you got to move with them. If they want Eddie, apparently they were linked with him. Sesu's in Edu's house dancing on the barbecue. Why not, man? Why not? Invite him there, man. SG, big up. Vince, thank you for becoming a member. Vince 1992, really appreciate that. Big up Lee Murphy, said just want to big up Curtis and everyone in the community. Always, man. Legendary community. Big up Lee Murphy. And Young Gunner said, today, Curtis didn't have to use the AK. Today was a good day. Big C remix. Trust me, man. Today, we're chilling. We're enjoying ourselves. We're enjoying the moment. Sophistication. You know when you go to a nice restaurant, they say relax. Don't eat too quick. Sip on your drink. Look around and enjoy the nice atmosphere of the quiet music. And they bring out the big plate with a tiny bit of food in the middle and a little decoration of the sauce on the side and maybe a few little pieces of vegetable on the side. And you're like, rah, I just paid like £60 for that main and there's like one bite there. But you have to appreciate the ambience and the music and the vibe. That's all we're doing today, people. We're not rushing our dinner today. We're chilling. We're in a nice restaurant. We've got a nice drink, We're just relaxing today. Everybody's angry today. I don't know what the problem is. I'm getting messages from Chelsea fans furious. I don't know what the problem is. It is what it is. Happy Eid, anyone who's celebrating Eid, by the way. Righteousness over here, people. I don't know what's going on, but we're chilling. Anyway, let's move on. They hate us, Brett. They absolutely hate us. But it's good. It's good that they hate us. It means we're doing something right. We're climbing. We're climbing the ladder. And somebody who might not be climbing the ladder with us, though, people, is following Balogun. This just doesn't look like it's going to happen, does it? It does not look like he's going to be at Arsenal next season. What I'm hoping with Balogun, because we saw reports the other day that Arsenal want £50 million for Balogun. Now, I think Arsenal will struggle to get that much money for him. It's not that he's not worth it, because he definitely is. But I think that Edu will struggle to get that much money for him. I would like to see him go on tour. Because I think once he goes on tour, and if he's playing well and he proves himself, then I think there's a possibility that that he could prove himself on tour and they could say, oh, actually, look how well he's done against Barca and Man United. We're going to keep him. That's what I would like to see. Hopefully he goes on tour and gets an opportunity to prove himself. And then we can, we can potentially keep him. But I think if you can get 40, a lot of you saying 40, maybe a 20% sell-on clause, maybe a buyback clause, then that would be a possibility. But for me, you're going to have to sell Eddie and Nketiah to have any chance of getting him through the door because, Eddie is on 100 grand. And until you get him out of the way, but then you've got Jesus, then you've got Havertz, who may play up front sometimes as well. He's flatly refused to discuss a new contract, move him on. It just sounds as if, from what I'm hearing and the things I'm reading, he's played every week in France. He scored 21 goals. He's starting for America. Right now, everything in his head is, wow, things are going well. I need to start wherever I go. And Arsenal are not able to guarantee him first-team football because Gabriel Jesus is the main striker. If Jesus was injured, they would possibly play Havertz up front. So where does that leave him? it leaves him out in the cold. You can't be the third choice striker when a team plays one up front. You're not going to get a lot of game time. Is he even third choice striker with Eddie there? Now, I think most of us would put him ahead of Eddie, but in his mind, Eddie's on 100 grand, new contract, 14 shirt. I think it's looking bleak. It's looking Memphis bleak for following Balogun. So for me, I'd be selling Eddie and keeping him, but even that, maybe you can't guarantee him game time. And right now his price is high, his stock's high, so you're going to get more for him now than you would next season. But yeah, I agree. We've got to put a buyback clause or a big sell-on clause in his contract, because wherever he goes, if he goes there and does the business again, let's be real, this could be Gnabry part 2. This could be a guy that turns into a star and we didn't get the money. You know, we got 7.5 million for Gnabry. He's probably worth 75 million now, probably, somewhere along them lines. So if you sell Balogun for 35, 40 million pound, you need to be and putting a buyback clause in there to say, look, if this guy really becomes a top striker, then we're buying him back. You know, look at Xavi Simons. You know, PSG have got a buyback clause in his contract. They know straight away if this guy turns into a star, they're buying him back. It's as simple as that. And we need to do the same with Balogun. I'm very disappointed that it looks like he's going. I would have 100% got rid of Eddie and kept him. But I just don't think with Havertz and Jesus, he's going to get the game time that he wants. Maybe a clash of personalities. I think with Arteta, when you've got a little bit of an ego and a little bit of a chip on your shoulder, which, by the way, is not a bad thing in football. A lot of top players have big egos. I think he sort of clashes. Balogun is speaking very sure of himself. I want first team football, this, that, the other. I'm not sure if Arteta likes that. You look at the players he's fell out with: Ozil, Aubameyang, Guendouzi. Those kind of guys are the ones that speak up a little bit. So, listen, just quickly to read this story anyway. Marseille are considering a move for following Balogun to replace former Arsenal legend or cult hero Alexis Sanchez, who I believe is leaving Marseille. Apparently was offered to Arsenal on a free, by the way, Alexis Sanchez, but Arteta refused. He's 34 now. Obviously, he's not that guy anymore. Can Marseille afford him? I don't know. It's believed they would like to pay a fee in the region of £30 million. For me, they've got to pay more than that for Balogun. He's definitely worth more than 30 million. I'd be saying, listen, you ain't getting Balogun for 30 million. I'm sorry. So yeah, it looks as if he's on his way out. What are your thoughts, people, on Balogun? We're in this situation. Is there any way we can figure it out, or do we just have to sit here and say, listen, we've got to let him go? Because he's not going to become a third-choice striker after starting every week. Real to the Bone said, hear me out. I think Arteta demanding ambition is turning Arsenal into a monster again. The reports I see is in the middle of everything, similar traits to Wenger. It does sound like that. Francesco said, lay down the bag for Osimhen. I mean, Napoli said the other day they want 150 million euros, which I think is around 130 million pounds. I just don't see Arsenal spending that much money. Which top six would guarantee him a starting position, Big C? In terms of Balogun, none of them. At the moment, we look at strikers. He's not starting at Liverpool. He's not starting at City. He's not starting at Arsenal. Not starting at Tottenham. Would he start at United? They don't really have a striker at the moment. I suppose they would throw Martial up there. Rashford tends to play off the left. I mean, listen, he probably wouldn't. Maybe United if we're really pushing it. But I don't think that's the benchmark for him. You possibly Chelsea. Do they even have a striker at the moment? I don't know. But I would have liked to have seen him given a chance. I hope he goes on tour and gets an opportunity to prove himself in front of Arteta, you know. J Dime said we should keep him. The striker market is crazy. And that's my worry. Getting rid of a 21-year-old with huge potential who's just scored 20-plus league goals for 30, 40 million, I think is... I would have liked to have kept him and said, listen, you go toe-to-toe with Jesus and put pressure on him. Danny saying Havertz will be an Arsenal player by tonight. I would imagine with it being leaked online, they will be desperate to get that announcement video out today. Kafkov Gaming said, why didn't we get Maddison instead of Rice? Different positions, different requirements. That, you know, Rice is a more defensive player than Maddison. Ideally, we could have got both. I think the question could have been, why didn't we get Maddison instead of Havertz in that attacking midfield role? But big up to you, bro. Sadiq said, Rice, let's go. Let's do this. Raul said, keep Balogun to compete with Jesus. Havertz is a number 8, not a striker. Give him game time. If not, nothing more than 50 million. Plus a buyback and first refusal is absolutely necessary. I agree. We need to get some proper clauses in that sale. I want a sell-on clause of 20-25%. I want first option buyback, a set price as well. Make it that if Balogun becomes a superstar, we're getting him back. Or we're getting a hefty profit on him. Simon said Balogun needs to go. He doesn't want to be here. If we sell for 30, insist on 25% sell on. They will sell him on if he's a success. I think Balogun's future is going to lay outside of Arsenal, unfortunately, which is unfortunate, to be honest. You reckon Rice to Arsenal will be done today? They reckon it could be done today. I reckon more likely tomorrow. Maybe Havertz gets announced today. And that one tomorrow. Let's be real. We're talking about Edu. And we know what Edu's like. But listen, Edu has proved some of us that he can do better. You know, in the buying market. Can he do it in the selling market? That's what he needs to do now. Flow situation is like Emmys was. Arteta wants him, but he wants promised game time. That is absolutely spot on. And he can't promise him it. So rather than him having him here, sitting him on the bench and his value drops, I think the club will just say sell him while he's at the peak of his powers, which is a real shame because I think he's a big talent. But we'll see what happens. Big up O'Malley. Final story of the day. We've been on for nearly an hour. And it's regarding Kieran Tierney. I don't really believe this story will come to fruition, but it's believed that Celtic want to sign Kieran Tierney on loan for next season. Brendan Rodgers, of course, was his manager at Celtic. He has now gone back to Celtic to become their manager, and he would like Kieran Tierney back at Celtic on loan. Now, I don't see any way how this deal can happen. Kieran Tierney earns £100,000 a week. Earns £100,000 a week at Arsenal. How on earth can Celtic pay £100,000 a week? Second of all, why would Arsenal loan Kieran Tierney out? It makes absolutely no sense to let a player of that quality go on loan. So, listen, they might want him. But I don't see any way on earth how that deal can happen. He might be interested, of course, going back to Scotland, going back to his former club. But I don't see how they could buy him because they can't lay down 30-odd million for a player. And I don't see how they can pay the wages because they don't pay anybody anywhere near 100 grand a week. So, yeah, I'm not sure how it can happen. I think this is made up. They might want him, but there's no way they're getting him. So, no panic with that one. I don't think it's happening. I hope he stays. The interesting thing is now, Newcastle are being linked with different fullbacks. So I'm hoping that Newcastle and Villa, they drop out. Maybe they've been told that Kieran Tierney is staying at Arsenal next season, which we need to. Because I'm looking at it now, and the positive thing, when you're thinking about squad depth now for Arsenal, you're looking at it going, right, if you look at right back, you've got Ben White, you've got Tomiyasu, and Timber can play there. So there's right back. You look at left back, you've got Zinchenko and Tierney. Two quality, different kinds of players. You look at centre back, and you've got Gabriel, Saliba, Timber, Ben White, Kivior. 5 centre backs. Real strength in depth. Not no Rob Holdings, not no Cedrics, not no Nuno Tavares. Proper strength in depth at the back. Players that can genuinely compete. You know, Tierney, Zinchenko, both quality. That is the defence sorted, as Roscoe's saying. What we need is that level of competition in other areas of the pitch. In midfield, I want to be saying Partey, Jorginho, Declan Rice, and maybe a Lavia, you know, as our 4 centre mids. Then maybe Havertz, Odegaard, in that attacking role in midfield. Then Trossard, Martinelli, Smith Rowe, Saka. We still don't really have the right winger. I know we've given a new contract to Nelson. He's going to have to get game time and step up. Up front, you're looking Jesus, Havertz. Not totally sold on that. I would have liked to have got another striker, but that's where we are, at the moment. What you need to see now at Arsenal is players being sold. Because what people have to remember is in 2 days' time, all of the loans finish. So basically, in 2 days' time, Pepe, Cedric, all these players are back on our wage bill. We'll be paying their wages next month. Tavares, Lokonga, Austin Trusty, all of these guys. Pablo Mari's deal will become permanent. He's leaving. And obviously, Ainsley has been released. But we need to start selling some players now. So Edu's going to be a busy man this summer. And we need to clear the wage bill. Because I still think with Timber, Havertz and Rice coming in, I still think that there's room for 1 or 2 more players to come in towards the end of the window. I don't think we're done yet. So get those 3 in. Get rid of some of them players. 5 or 6 players need to be sold. And then go and get maybe 2 more to finish the window. Leno, yeah, I think we're getting a £2 million payment from Fulham on that one. El Neni, for me, listen, I know they said looking after him and all of that. El Neni should not get a new contract. He just shouldn't. I know they said look after him and blah, blah, blah. He's one of our own. He's not good enough. We need to get ruthless now. We're moving to new levels. El Neni should not get a new contract. He should be released. Rob Holding, get him out. Eddie and Nketiah, get him out as well. And then get rid of nearly all of them loan players. Nuno, Sambi, Austin Trusty, Pepe, Ainsley. Get all of them out. Get rid of all of them and get as much money as you can. Curtis, what would your starting 11 be for next season, including any of the transfers? At the moment, it would be Ramsdale in goal. My back 4 would be Zinchenko, Gabriel, Saliba and Timber. Because Timber can invert. Or possibly Ben White, but I'm just more excited about Timber because he's a new signing. Then you play Declan Rice as a lone 6. Timber or Zinchenko invert into the 6 role when we've got the ball. I would then play Havertz and Odegaard as 2 attacking midfielders. And then Jesus up front with Saka and Martinelli out wide. And you create that square in midfield, what Man City have done. And I think you rip teams to bits. I would want Thomas Partey to stay at the club, though. And then on other days, I would put Havertz on the bench. And I would play Partey and Rice with Odegaard in front of them. Depending on who we're playing, how much of the ball we're going to have. So it gives you brilliant options. It really does. Hoping Cancelo might be bought. I would like him. There's rumours he'll go to Barcelona. Big up Aiden with the super chat. As a Celtic fan, a loan would not be good. It would hinder the club's development, but a permanent would be good. But it's never going to happen. Celtic just can't afford that kind of wage and that kind of asking price. It's not going to happen. We have to move like Chelsea when we sell. Yeah, demand high prices, but you need better players to do that. Caicedo, I don't know if anybody's seen news on Sky 7 minutes ago. Manchester United are expected to go head-to-head with Chelsea for Moises Caicedo. I would not like to see that happen, by the way. Caicedo next to Casemiro would be difficult to get past. So any Man United fans in the chat, breaking news on Sky, Manchester United are set to make a formal approach for Moises Caicedo and go head-to-head with Chelsea. And yeah, the Champions League football may give them the edge over Chelsea. I wish Arsenal was still trying to get that one as well, but you never know. Yeah, Caicedo is a monster. I would not be happy with Caicedo going to Man United. Also, most of the deadwood will go near the end of the window when teams are desperate. It happens a lot. The South American wall, Caicedo and Casemiro. Brighton will ask for 100 to 120 million. You would think that looking at Rice going for 100 million, that they would want 100 million for Caicedo as well. Peter said, Curtis, you were saying that we need quality players with the right mentality. It's so obvious that Eddie is not at the levels. He's happy to sit on the bench. Yeah, Eddie's got to go. Eddie's got to go for me. Carl said, could Trossard play as an attacking midfielder? I think he could. I think he's got the ability to do that, definitely. It's part of the rotation. Shanti said, what about Jorginho? He's got 1 year left on his deal. I think he announced a few days ago he was happy to stay. He'll be a squad player, experience. You know, in the dressing room, he'll play some games. I don't mind him staying as a backup, to be honest. I think he'll be decent in the cup competitions, and he'll go at the end of the season on a free. So, anyway, thank you very much for tuning in. We've been on for nearly an hour. It's been a great stream. Rice Baby is the headline. He is on his way to Arsenal, people. £105 million. Deal could be agreed today, if not tomorrow. A lot of people saying Havertz will be announced today, although the fans have already announced him. So if anything happens, we'll get another pre-recorded video up on the channel. Thank you to everyone who's been supporting. Nearly 4,000 of you in today. Great numbers. Hit the like button on the way out. Subscribe to the channel. And it's Rice Baby. Let's go, people. Arsenal are finally flexing their financial muscle. Bless.